The Mandalorian, Episode 7, The Reckoning. I'm Joe.
And I'm Richie.
And we are speaking to each other today through a very fancy schmancy satellite uplink.
The latest in communication tech.
Absolutely.
Can't find this in your garage sale, that's for sure.
No, you cannot. So I figured this was a good chance for us to talk together about the latest episode of The Mandalorian. Give me your thoughts first, your overall impression of the episode.
Like all the other previous episodes, I was satisfied, so no different for this one. But this is the first one where we left off on a cliffhanger, I would say.
Absolutely.
So I'm looking forward to the next episode, and it wasn't, well, I mean, look, it still had the stereotypical tropes of like betrayal and then double crossing and then there's only a few enemies and then you get more. So I mean, you expect those kind of things, but once again, you know, the visuals are so good. The acting was fine. I mean, I was really happy with Carl Weatherspoon, so
yes,
did a great job. I'm happy, and it's just like bringing everybody back. You just get enthralled into it again, and you really aren't overthinking it. You know, you're not really overthinking it. So completely enjoyable. I would imagine you tolerate this episode way more than the previous ones.
Yes, you would be correct. This was the first episode that I thought was actually passable television.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There's some standards you got.
Well, there you go. There you go. This is what. Okay, so the reason I thought that it was the first episode with some stakes. It was the first episode that tied into previous episodes. Even if it was loose, he just went back and picked up the crew he met along the way. Which has been things I've seen on other TV shows. Even like,
do you feel like this warmed you up from the last episode, where they're on some assembling a crew, and pretty much the Mandalorian is assembling a crew for this one?
Yeah, it was two crew assembles in a row. But be fair, the last episode the crew was put together for him already, and in this episode he went and assembled his crew of his friends. This one, the first one that felt like there was some stakes that tied into past episodes, and the first one, other than the cliffhanger at the end of the first episode when we got the big reveal of Baby Yoda, that had an actual real cliffhanger that left you hanging for what's going to happen, not next week, but next Friday.
But I think that was a fantastic way to end it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That was a great way to end it.
Absolutely. I was hoping for something like that in past episodes. Even in that episode, The Gunslinger, where he had that moron bounty hunter trying to get into the guild.
Right.
Like, I was like, why can't he get away and, like, let's catch him in the next episode? Like, why did it have to be so tidy bow? Like, why couldn't they string episodes together to make you want to watch the next one? So that was an issue where I didn't like in that one, where this one, at least it gave you something. And the guy they introduced at the end seemed like a really formidable enemy.
Well, if you're going to bring in someone, why not bring in Gus Fring from Breaking Bad?
Okay.
You know? So, yeah, I mean, he really delivers that mustache well, but he has a tone and a very fascistic air about him.
Yeah.
And I think it was fantastic. Yeah, I agree. He's way more formidable than John Lithgow. I'm sorry, I get them confused. Werner Herzog.
Yes, I was going to say Werner Herzog. In fact, I was going to say when Werner Herzog bit it, I said to myself, good, go make your documentaries. I mean, you're stinking up the screen.
I mean, the only thing he kind of offered was just like some gravity with his voice. Yeah. It was just something different, you know, like old elder, but imperialistic elder. It was okay, but I didn't care. Gus Fring, I think, is just much better.
Yeah, much better. Much better. Much better bad guy.
And even the intro was great, coming in on the TIE Fighter. Like, if you're gonna make your, which I kind of
that was bad. That was badass. Yes.
That was definitely badass, which kind of made me wonder. It's like, so he was communicating with Werner Herzog's character through the intercom, but Gus Fring was standing in the TIE Fighter. But in the TIE Fighter, you're sitting down. I don't think there's that much room to really stand and get a full projection of you. So I'm gonna kind of pull threads there.
But when he rised out of the TIE Fighter, wasn't he already standing when he rose out of the TIE Fighter?
I'm gonna imagine that he's a tall guy, so maybe he bent his knees a little so his head doesn't hit the roof because it hasn't opened yet.
Maybe the Empire has taken up standing desks, like most of modern America has taken up standing desks. So maybe the Empire, before they went under, started instituting standing cockpits because it was for better health and to get your legs moving when you're in the deep pockets of space for long hours.
My God, I'm literally imagining now just a bunch of gamers on standing desks with headphones, like flying in an X-Fighter.
Is it wrong of me that I wasn't upset that the Ugnaught was possibly killed?
Hey, he has a name. Nick Nolte, all right?
What was it? Kiwi? Kui?
Cooley, I believe. Kui, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good though, because I mean, not good that he died, but I mean, yes, it is good because it put more weight to this episode.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. Finally, some stakes. Finally, something happening.
It's good to see someone that we know die instead of a stormtrooper.
And maybe it's no offense to him. He seemed like a perfectly nice Ugnaught, but it's like this is what you want from your TV these days. You want some stakes and you want some story and you want to feel that people are in danger. And you don't feel like people are in danger if somebody doesn't get killed.
Yeah, 100%. It's like even the episode where Mandalorian looked like he was going to settle down, which he didn't, and they had the ATST. I did not feel at all like they were going to lose.
No.
It's like, they're going to get out of it. So it's like, at least with this one, and granted, and this is something I've noticed, which I think it's ridiculous that they do this in television films, when there's a chase sequence, right? Uh-huh. For the speed biker and Nick Nolte on that boar thingamajiggy, I'm totally forgetting the name, and he's going a certain speed, Nick Nolte, and the speed bikes are going a certain speed. Right. And you would presume that they're already going as fast as possible to catch up to him. But no, they inserted one shot of the troopers stepping even further down on the gas pedal to accent the urgency of this.
Yes,
and I'm like, why didn't you just step down all the way? Why weren't you flooring it since the beginning? Whatever.
So let's bring up another subject. What is with the Mandalorian and his phobia, his hatred of droids? Are they going to explain this, or is he just a droid bigot?
In the first couple of episodes of the season, they were having flashbacks of his family being under attack on this planet, and they showed a scene of a battle droid.
Maybe that's it. Maybe it's separatist droids wiped out his family. That would make sense.
And then, but why would they not wipe him out unless they were going to, I don't know, put him in a genetic pool and clone him or something?
Well, somebody saved him, which we don't know yet, and they haven't gone too much into. But someone saved him. Who knows? Maybe Obi-Wan saved him because if it happened during the Clone Wars,
why
not? Why not?
That would be. You know what? This is Disney. That would be a fantastic tie-in.
I don't know.
What a way to segue into that.
I don't know if that would be fantastic. It would definitely be. It would definitely be right up their alley. We're right up their bowling alley for for selling stuff. But what the hell? Why not?
I think it'll be a strike.
Because it made sense. I think we figured it out. Because because it would make sense that the reason he hates droids is because his family was killed by the droid armies in the Clone Wars.
It's simple.
And then why not? If it happened during the Clone Wars, Here comes good old Obi-Wan.
It would explain why Mando always wants to have the high ground. So
that's true.
It's possible.
That is true. They did bring up the high ground in that Gunslinger episode. We gotta wait here because she's got the high ground.
I like our theory.
Yeah, it's a good theory. So all in all, I think this episode was, like I said, it was passable television. I don't want to say. All right, fine. It was good. It was a good show. I have to admit.
Yeah, look,
good.
They brought by all your favorites. Even Cara Dune is back. I mean, man, I was looking forward to seeing her again.
No, she was good.
I'll take it.
It was good. My wish is that this was sooner. My wish was that they had a better episode earlier. I don't feel like it was 5 episodes. The first 5 episodes were really poor, and the 6th episode was not a flaming pile of garbage. And this episode was good. I know you disagree with me. But at least now the show at least has given me something to wait for the next week.
So do you feel that, depending on how things end next week, second season will be looking more hopeful for you?
No.
Okay.
No, we have to see. Let's see what happens in episode 8.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens in episode 8. This episode was fine. Before we close this, the Carl Weathers character. One question: he brings him in, okay, and then they get attacked at night. And then they're going.
Oh, I totally love that pitch black scene.
That was really cool. But then
that was a great pitch black reference.
That was fantastic. But then they're walking to the town, and he talks to his guys. Then he turns around and shoots his guys. So whose freaking plan was it to kill the Mandalorian originally? Was it his plan, or was it somebody in the town's plan?
No, it was definitely his plan. Because he
killed his own guys from his own plan after he changed his mind on his own plan? He couldn't just tell the guys, I'm changing my mind?
Carl Weathers is a man who is like, well, he's going for that almighty coin, credit, whatever.
So he just okay.
That's what he wanted, because I bet Werner Herzog's character was just like, okay, my hunters aren't working. Let me try to bring him in, saying there's a warlord. Maybe it is a warlord issue. Maybe he is taking over. So
wouldn't it make more sense if the warlord put all of them up to hit, and then he shot those two guys because he knew they weren't going to back off?
That would have been more. That would have been a better delivery. That's for sure. This is like some redemption deal of I screwed you without you really knowing it, and but now I'm trying to make amends for it, and this is the plan. Whatever, they're just trying to move things along, make things exciting. Yeah. All right,
it wasn't bad. It was a better episode.
I'm glad you find that. Yeah.
Yes, I have an open mind. I haven't been dumping on this show just because I'm trying to dump on it. I do try to watch it.
Open your mind more.
No.
Open your mind more.
No, my mind is open. You gotta give me good television.
Well, we all want good television. We just have different.
We do. Do you have any closing words for the audience?
Until next week.
Okay, please subscribe to this channel. Until next time, this is Joe.
This is Richie.
Take it easy.
Bye.